Can't decide which one I want to start on. Both appear to be freshly painted and look really nice. So this one's a pretty simple 5-3 swap with a 4L80. So just have to do a segment swap, and computer's out of a 4.8, so switch it around for some of the stuff for a 5.3, and just run through all the paces. All of you die-hard Ford guys are going to be pretty upset that this thing's as clean as it is and has an LS motor in it. Installed new air conditioning yesterday. So both of my tuning laptops crashed at the same time yesterday. I got this one working again. This one still won't work. So that makes everything fun. I just got mad and went home. So this is basically as low as the idle will go in gear, with the idle control basically disabled for the most part, and it's still too high. The car's like trying to drive itself. So you can probably hear it. Let's see if I move this. Go. So if you pull some timing out of it, you can get it to come down. So probably just try and get a little creative with some of the idle tables, or the ignition based idle tables, and make up for the difference there. But I can't go any lower mechanically on the throttle body. And the idle control's at 0, so it's kind of one of those it is what it is type situations. The easy fix would just be to put a cam in it. Neutral, drive. I think that's about as good as this is going to get. My main computer, I think, has completely taken a dump, so I don't have nearly as much stuff set up on this one. But got the dyno set up. It's just going to hold us at 2,000 RPM right now until I change it, and we'll get it up in 3rd gear, lock it in gear, and run through these short-term, long-term fuel trims, and we'll just let the dyno do the work, really. So you kind of get to see why I love this dyno so much. log. I don't copy and paste. I like to make all of the changes manually. When you copy and paste, everything just gets real choppy and gross and can cause problems. But you can see we basically knocked out a big portion of the map curve. Basically, like I said, the dyno just doing everything for us, hitting every single cell. And now I can, make these changes. 1 or 2% really doesn't even need anything, but we'll make them anyways. And then we can repeat this process a few times. One, to make sure the changes that we made worked as we wanted to, and then we can vary our RPMs and bang out all these other frequencies as well. Once we get to the point where either the converter is unhappy or it just starts to feel a little crazy, then we'll just switch over to doing some sweep tests. But the steady state control of this dyno just changes everything. Alright, done some idle, some part throttle stuff to get an idea how we can use the steady state control to bang out literally every cell in the mass airflow curve, which makes it really nice. But before I get to any full throttle stuff, we'll just go ahead and make a run as is and see where we're at, and then that way we can see if we can pick up any power. So looking at the log, there's definitely some sort of a fuel cut that was initiated, and if I had to guess, it's probably like a speedo, governor type thing. So I'm gonna check that out, and assuming that's what it is, I'll try and make another run. That's a bit disappointing. Hopefully making some changes will pick that up a little bit. So that was me leaving the map basically as factory as I could, hence missing the rev limiter, or the VSS based rev limiter, fuel cut, whatever the hell you want to call it. And so now I'm going to go through and change 100,000 things and try it again, and hope to hell we can pick up a couple horsepower. Alright, let's try and make another run. I keep forgetting that this thing has a stock cam in it, and that's why it doesn't make any power. So hopefully we can still pick up something though. Picked up a bunch down here, but it's super duper fat. Alright, the excessive fat condition was my fault. I missed the number. So basically just changing the target air fuel, and actually pulled a little timing out of it, and we're going to try it again. Picked up a bunch everywhere, and probably most importantly, the red air fuel line is just dead flat. The red's the baseline when it actually worked. The yellow is after making 1,000 changes, and then the green's after making a few more. Probably I'll need to make another run or two, and I don't really suspect there to be any major changes in power. I think that's about it. Here's the changes in torque between the runs. Torque converter efficiency. See, it's kind of a turd down low, and then it progressively gets better with RPM. So here's basically, I don't have manifold pressure hooked up, but here's our air fuel and the percentage different from the target. So it's a little leaner than I like. I'm going to add a few percent. You can see it all done like that. And then over here, gotta close that other screen first. So here's our air fuel difference from the target. Red being the factory. The factory ones, they keep them super lean and give up a ton of power early on. The green is the current. Again, we're a few percent away from where I want to be. And then the yellow is just ridiculously fat because I'm an idiot. But I don't know, this dyno makes a lot of things a lot easier. So let's try and add a little bit of fuel. And I don't know where I'm at on the timing. I think it's actually about where I want it to be. I might try and throw a degree at it and see what happens. Let's make one more. Alright, so on this run I fattened it up a little bit, as you can see here. Before I was kind of up at this dotted line. Now I'm right in splitting the difference of the two, and there's the power. So definitely happy with that. That's a pretty substantial gain from where we started. So here's kind of the progression of all of the runs. And here's the target fueling. Targeting 12.8. These first few cells are, shut up. These first few cells are before we went into what the actual target was, and then past that, basically within 1% the whole run, 2%. So definitely happy with that too. Let me go see what the hell they want. So here's the first full run, the blue one, and then the red one is where we just ended up. Again, like I said, the factory calibrations, they don't really put any fuel in down here, and it makes a tremendous difference in power. And then we're not too far away up top, but you can see the red line here is like super flat. And then I'll scroll through with the cursor, and you can see the difference. So what power total is about 85, 68, 37, 35, 24. So this went way better than I expected. I wish they all went like this. So this car went pretty smooth. It's gained a whole bunch of power, and it has all kinds of room in the engine bay. So I think clearly the next thing that has to happen to this is turbo kit. I'm not sure what their plans are, if that is something that they're looking to do, but either way, this thing would just make for an awesome daily driver. I think it still has air conditioning too. Nope, no AC, but I think it's on the list of things to do. Maybe that's what they said. They said something about AC. But yeah, this thing, it's funny. It's got an LF swap in it, and I'm about to say what I'm about to say, but it's just like very unmolested compared to what you normally see with these things. Usually you can tell they've had about 180 different setups in them, and everything's cut and glued back together, and the wiring's trashed and everything else. So this thing's awesome. I'd take this thing in a heartbeat.